In that silence, she felt seen, she felt present, and she felt connected. It taught her that true connection doesn't always need words. It can sometimes be just in the presence of silence. Look at how and where you find joys. Joys can be found in the smallest things possible. They said, speak of inspiration. I said what I know for sure. Some names fade with time, but hers remains forever pure. That's what I know for sure. I first saw her at JLF, eyes wide, heart pure. But what I felt that day, I still hold sure. It wasn't just awe, it was something more. A presence, a bar, a soul to adore. And that's what I know for sure. From boardrooms I walked to stages so wide, her words, her truth, always by my side. Not just admired, I have felt her more. She lives by what she knows for sure. And that's what I know for sure. Admiration claps from the crowd's back row, but inspiration walks wherever you go. It's in your choices, your grace, your fight. In every moment, you stand for what's right. And that's what I know for sure. So today on World Book Day, I rise with pride to share the book that walks by my side and always beside. Oprah Winfrey's truth, simple, pure, and sure, lives in me through what I know for sure. They said talk about inspiration, and I said what I know for sure isn't just a book title, it's a mantra. And it's just not words, there's so much more. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, the book that I'm talking about, what I know for sure. My name is Shivani Sethi, and it's such a pleasure to be here, to be talking about inspiration, not admiration. I admire a lot of leaders, I admire and interview a lot of leaders, but for me, my inspiration will and has always been Oprah Winfrey. And the book I carry, I've had forever. It's got all kinds of marks and nobody can borrow it because they won't figure out what to read in this, because it's underlined with inspiration and motivation that I drive, and that actually gets me going every single day. Since I have 8 minutes, I will stay very focused. Everybody's spoken about books and humanness and kindness, and it's such a privilege and honor to be speaking about somebody who embodies all of this and more. Well, this book doesn't just sit on my shelf, it sits in my soul. And I'm not just talking English, it is something that I believe in. And I can tell you every single day, I walk with an inspiration that a lady who started with poverty is now a celebrity, but just not a celebrity, so human and so much more. I keep returning to this book because it's honest, it's graceful, and so deeply human. It also inspires me because Oprah Winfrey talks about her vulnerability. She opens up about her journey, success, failure, trauma, joy, and everything in between. And she distills life's lessons and what one would feel and one would want to trust in. She's somebody I would like everybody to embody because the kind of humanness that she carries despite going through her own life and her journeys. And if you don't know Oprah, please do read about her. And if you do, I am just so proud to be talking about her in this space. What I know for sure has 10 reflections, but there are 5 that I pick up, and they're very, very simple. It's not that we don't know about it, and these are not reflections that we don't talk about, but how much do we put in practice? Some excerpts and some reflections out of a book. One of the most touching anecdotes, actually, and this is something that all of us should, in this primal world of confusion, chaos, and social media should be talking about, is the time that Oprah spent with Cicely Tyson. Cicely Tyson was one of the most famous American actors, and they met because there was a lot of chaos and confusion and stress that they were facing, and they decided they will meet and they will just sit on a porch and sit silently. No words, no small talk, just silence. And afterwards, Cicely said, "That was lovely, Oprah." And Oprah writes, in that silence, she felt seen, she felt present, and she felt connected. It taught her that true connection doesn't always need words. It can sometimes be just in the presence of silence. And that for me was so profound. That was one of the reflections. The other reflection was, and she says it stays with her, is when she auditioned for this movie called Color Purple. It was a movie directed by Steven Spielberg. She went for the audition, and for weeks on end, she didn't hear from anybody. And then she started doubting herself. She said, oh my goodness, I'm probably very fat, and that's why people don't look at me. I'm black, and that is why people don't want to look at me. And she went and enrolled for a course where she went to lose weight because she started doubting herself. And weeks later, Steven Spielberg actually called her and said, you got the role in the avatar that you are. And that's where she talks about how self-doubt can actually put you down. But if you have the confidence in yourself and you believe in yourself, you just go with what you believe in and not what others think of you or perceive of you. The third, of course, is very, very simple. She says, look at how and where you find joys. Joys can be found in the smallest things possible. She had this, and Lopra actually came from a very, very poor background. She had a terrible mother who actually couldn't take care of her, and she finally ran away to her father, and then she picked up education from there and a lot of stuff thereafter. She speaks about buying luxurious towels, and she said the softness of those towels, which is joy. She said because all her life, all she experienced were those hard, scratchy towels, and the luxurious and just the soft towels made her life so memorable and so joyous. Gratitude. On her, if everybody's seen Oprah Winfrey, she did 25 years of Oprah Winfrey show herself. And she said there was a series where a mother came and spoke about how a son was murdered. And Oprah was all tears, and the mother turned around and said, I'm now living for what I have and not what I have lost. And that actually resonates because yesterday when Pahalgam happened, it really, really tugged my heart. But then we're all living for what we have and not what we've lost, unfortunately. And finally, she speaks about gratitude. And she says, in everything that you come across, the smallest of things, if you're living and you're standing and you're happy and you're joyous, it's only because you're constantly and always grateful. And for her, gratitude meant a lot. I was going to read a excerpt out of the book by a lady called Marianne Williamson, who's an American author. But I think given the paucity of time, I'm not going to do that. I just want to say it and sum it up saying that presence grounds us, self-worth frees us, joy lifts us, gratitude heals us, and love in its purest form saves us. And for me, I've lived many lives, a performer, a professional, and a passionate reader. But what I know for sure is that this book speaks to all of us and speaks to all the stuff that I've done until date. And it's a balm, it's a quiet revolution for the soul. And if you have a chance, pick up this book, not just to read it, but to live it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.